Women want to test our boundaries constantly as men. And these aren't just women that we're in relationships with, women we're dating, women we're married to, but just women, period. Women in our lives, women in our families, women we work with. They are constantly testing our boundaries. Women that are our cashiers, women making our coffee, they're constantly testing to see what we will put up with and what we won't put up with. And the more you put up with, the less she will respect you as a man, the less respect she is going to give you, right? You might see this commonly, like say just randomly, like with your cashier, right? Say you're like buying a burrito or something, you ask for extra sauce, and you do it kind of apologetically, like, oh, can I get like one of those sauces? I really want two, but just give me one. And then because she sees you're so weak in your frame, she'll be like, like, you ever have like a rude cashier like to grab the sauce and like throw it in there like you just bothered her? But if you come at a different frame, like, yeah, I want 5 sauces. 5? Yeah, 5. Give me 5. Then you just wait, you hold your frame. She will, like, even though she may not like it, she'll give you those 5 sauces. She'll give you that respect, right? Or she'll tell you, oh, we're only allowed to give 3, but I want 5. I have to charge you for the other 2. Really? You have to charge me for those 2? The burrito's already $8. I can't have 2 extra? Why not? Where's your manager? Right? If you want to make a shit of it, you can. Right? And then a lot of times a girl might just be like, okay. She'll just like give you the like extra 2 just to push your luck, right? But it's just a basic example that women are constantly testing our boundaries as men. They're just wired to do it. Especially women that you are in relationships with. They are wired to test your boundaries, guys. And at the end of the day, it's like one big shit test. She wants to see how much bad behavior you'll put up with. How much can she actually get away with without you saying anything, without you calling her out, without you retaliating. And FYI, as I teach you guys, especially you guys in relationships, the only winning move you have when your girl is testing you that hard is to walk away. You must walk away. I've done this so many times on so many occasions, even recently. I'm like a professional at walking away. Okay, especially when it comes to some of the girls I'm dating. They're pretty hot. They don't need me. Believe me, they could have any guy they want, right? These girls are young, hot. They're at the peak of their physical attractiveness. They don't need to be with me. They could have any man they want. It's always funny when I get an older lady like in their 30s. The reason why you date these younger women is because they're such stupid and easy to manipulate. It's like, are you insane? Are you just that delusional? You know the toughest women to pick up in the world are the youngest, hottest women out there. The women who are at the peak of their physical attractiveness. Yeah, late teens, early 20s. Those are the toughest women out there. You cannot pick them up without game these days. You need game. You need to learn pickup. You need to learn this stuff. You know, and I'm not just selling my program. It's scam, scam. All these other guys want to call me out. No, you need game. You need pickup. And it's funny, these older ladies like say shit like that. It's like you do realize the older a woman gets, the easier it is to pick her up. Okay, it doesn't work the reverse. Like when you're young and you have a world of options at your hand, at the palm of your hand, that is when you are the most selective. But once you get in your 30s, 40s, 50s and you start to lose your looks, you are just a shit ton easier to pick up. Okay, way easier to pick up. Do not kid yourselves. Anyway, these girls don't need to be with me, right? But the reason why they stay is because I am constantly demonstrating my ability to walk away. And it's not a technique, it's not something, it's not a manipulation tactic. It's how I truly feel. If I'm not being respected in a relationship, if I'm not getting what I want out of it, I mean, I'm almost like a chick that way. I'll just leave. I will just leave. I don't need you, right? I don't need to put up with your shenanigans. And just by default, the chick never lets me go. She was like, she'll call the next day, or sometimes a few days will go by. One chick even tested me almost a month. I didn't talk to her at all. Next thing you know, she was like, I want to work this out. I really want to work this out, you know? And I'm like, make a move, right? I make her work for it. Whereas back in my blue pill days, I could not hang on to these chicks for the life of me. There's no way you could get me to walk away. You quiz any of my ex-girlfriends from the 90s and the early 2000s, they'd be like, I couldn't get rid of him. I couldn't get rid of him. Whereas nowadays, I have so many options. I'm like, I don't need you. I'm just like a chick. Like I said, I act like a chick sometimes that way. I'm like, I don't need you. Bye. I'm out the door, right? If I'm not getting treated right, if I'm not getting what I want out of that relationship, I'm leaving. I'm out the door. I'll get it somewhere else. Right? I will get it somewhere else. I don't need to be here. But you have to understand, women are constantly testing our boundaries. So when a chick acts out, I have no problem walking out the door. Okay? Because as I teach you guys, do not threaten your girlfriend. Okay? Don't be like, I'm gonna leave. Just leave. Okay? Just pack up and go. Okay? You're never gonna hear from me again. Just do it. Don't threaten her. Just do it. Don't explain. Demonstrate. Okay? Demonstrate. Because your actions speak volumes over any threats you can give her. Okay? You need to speak with your actions. And they have to be genuine, okay? You can't like be like, I'm gonna walk out the door, I hope she chases after me. No, it can't be that way. If you're gonna walk out the door, you gotta walk out the door. You know, and I know it's hard when you don't have any other options. That's why it's imperative you have other options. And you know what? I don't want you to mistake the fact that like, oh, you need women to have those options. I don't mean that, okay? You should have other options, basically meaning you should have other things going on in your life as well. So a lot of times when I walk out the door, if a chick gets on my nerves, I'm not going to my next girlfriend's house, okay? Instead, I'm taking my dogs out to the park. I'm gonna go work on my business. I'm gonna go hop online with my team. I'm gonna go shoot content videos. I'm doing things that are on my path and purpose. If I feel like lifting weights, I'm gonna go lift weights. If I feel like just sitting in my car listening to music, I'm gonna do that and just relax. Okay? It doesn't necessarily mean just because I'm walking out the door, I'm going to the next chick's house. I don't need to be there, right? I'm gonna do what I wanna do. But if I feel like going to the next chick's house, I can do that too, right? It's just the fact that you want a pool of options to just kind of lily pad to whenever your chick acts out of line, right? Maybe you just wanna go down the street, have like a nice meal, like steak and eggs or something for yourself. Go do that, right? It just leave, right? But women are always gonna test our boundaries, okay? They're always gonna test your boundaries. They're always gonna try to get you to compromise, right? They didn't get you to compromise. That's where that shit starts, fellas. That compromising, okay? It all starts with that, just be fair, let's compromise. No, because that's where that shit starts. I'm not saying you can't ever compromise. It's like if she wants to go to a certain restaurant, you're like, no, always go to mine. That's not what I mean. It just means like if she's constantly nitpicking at you and trying to change you, you got to be careful of that, okay? Don't let her change who you are. Don't let her pull you out of your own core values and beliefs and start adopting hers, because that's where that shit starts. Because as I teach you guys, women, what they want is they want to get the alpha male, right? Women want the alpha male, and then once they get him, they want to turn that guy slowly beta, right? They'll start turning him slowly beta, and the second that guy allows her to turn him beta, that's when she dumps him. She starts cheating on him. She starts going out there and exploring her options, searching for the bigger, better deal, the BBD, right? You can't let her do that. You can't let her shit test you as a man and then you proceed to fail that shit test because you give in to her, you supplicate to her, you validate her. You can't do that, okay? She is always going to test your boundaries, and you have to let her know, like, hey, here are the boundaries, do not cross them. If you cross them, I am out that door. And it doesn't mean you can't come back, right? It doesn't mean you can't like not talk or go no contact for a few days, a few weeks, maybe even a few months, and then come back in the door. And if she does it again, bam, back out that door. Does it again, bam, back out that door. And I've had a few girls like that I've dated, not even that long ago, that have tested me like that. Every single time, bam, I'm out the door. They don't hear from me. And then they contact me a few weeks, a couple of months later, and if I feel like talking to them, I'll respond. But if I don't, I ain't responding. There was one girl that I was talking to, and she just kind of pushed too many times, a little too often, and she was a good-looking girl, but not enough good-looking that would warrant that type of behavior to extract that type of effort out of me. So I let her go and I just stopped responding to her. I mean, to this day, she still texts me once in a while. And I just haven't responded. Every time she's texted, I've just been busy, you know. And I mean, maybe in the future if I feel like it, but right now I definitely don't feel like it. I've just had enough, you know. I've just had enough of her. So enough of her shenanigans. But she's the one who just crossed a boundary one too many times, and then I'm like, done. I don't need it. You know, I don't have anything against her. I'm just like done, out the door. And you have to be that way too. Okay, whenever a woman tests your boundaries, you're done. All right? I'm not going to put up with this behavior. Even women you work with, it's a little tougher when it comes to women you work with because now you're in a professional environment, right? And chicks there, they constantly try to test your boundaries too, right? When I worked in the corporate America, I worked for this Fortune 100. I did advertising there, and there was this one like customer service lady that, you know, because I would always be out at appointments and meetings, and there's one customer service lady. We're in the elevator. And then she, like in front of my coworkers, started letting me have it. You're never around. You're never at your desk. Da-da-da, I can't get a hold of you. I'm like, you have my cell phone. And she was like, yeah, but da-da-da-da. And I'm like, if you're going to talk to me like that, don't talk to me. I like raised my voice. Everyone in like elevator like never heard me like raise my voice like that. And all of a sudden she stopped. Next time I saw her, that chick was like a sweetheart to me. She was like, oh, hey, how are you? Like that. And I started being nice to her. Right? But anytime she stepped out of line, I let her have it. You know, and that was a coworker of mine. So, big black woman too. She was actually pretty intimidating, but then she became a total sweetheart. And then we became friends before I left, which was cool. But that was that one incident that set the tone. Because if I had kowtowed to her, and I would have been like, yeah, sorry about that, I didn't mean it. You know, from that moment on, she would never had any respect for me. And she would have like just constantly kept up with that bad behavior, to the point where I wouldn't have ended up being friends with her. I wouldn't have liked her, and she wouldn't have liked me. But because I demonstrated that masculine polarity and my unwillingness to put up with that bullshit, she was like, she cut it, right? And then she realized, even after that time, there were little times here and there I could tell she wanted to say something and she didn't. Because she saw me like I was ready for her, and she didn't do it. Because she was trying to test those boundaries. Right? As she is wired to do, as any woman is wired to do. I had no sexual attraction for this chick, and she probably didn't have any for me either. But she's a woman, I'm a man, she's wired to test my boundaries. And you know what? I'm going to defend those boundaries. Do not cross those boundaries, right? I know what my beliefs are, I know what my values are. Do not cross those boundaries. And you have to be the same way, especially in relationships, guys, because if you let your woman cross those boundaries, I mean, even one time is too much, okay? Because from time to time, you just might not be on your game, right? You might be a little tired, might be a little overworked, you know, and you don't have time to deal with this, so she might get away with it here and there. Fine, right? But the times you're awake to it and you see her doing it, you got to stop her in her tracks. Like, hey, stop. Don't talk to me like that. Knock this shit off. Like, especially when girls like act out about things that are completely illogical, trying to pick fights with you, like bring drama to your relationship. Hey, knock it off. I want to enjoy my weekend. And you know what? If you're going to act that way, you need to be on your own. You need to be by yourself. I need to be by myself. I don't want to spend time with you, right? Because I'm a happy guy. Personally, I'm a happy guy. I love smiling and joking. I love positive energy. You know, I love being around friends, male and female, that bring that positive energy as well, where we could just be happy together. But if one of my friends, whether I'm dating them or anything like that, starts acting out, start trying to poison drip, like, hey, done. You know, I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm going to go hang out on my own. I don't want to be around you because I want to be happy, right? Unless they're dealing with some problem or something, that's totally understandable. I'm totally there for my friends. I'm like, yeah, man, what's going on? You know, but if it's like, just being poison drippy, which really it's only women who do this shit, right? And they're just being like pissy. It's like generally women you're dating. If they start acting out like that, I'm not gonna spend an ounce of my energy. I'm not gonna spend waste a minute of my day dealing with this negative toxic behavior. Right? I cut it as you should, right? Because women are designed to forever shit test us, guys. forever test our boundaries. What can they get away with? What can't they get away with? What are you willing to put up with? What are you not willing to put up with? Just like a child, and I did a coaching video on this, on women or children. Just like a child, she is constantly going to test your boundaries, her boundaries with you. Okay? And you have to set your boundaries and make it very clear to her, when she crosses this, you are gone. Right? You are gone. You're not going to put up with it. And when you do that, she will respect you. She will love you. She will like be all over you. Right? The reason why is because you're demonstrating that masculine polarity on such a genuine level that it's impossible for her not to feel attraction for you. Okay? Because her feminine energy needs that. A woman needs a guy who can stand up for himself. Right? He needs to demonstrate that masculine polarity. There's no bigger turn on for a woman than a guy who can demonstrate that masculine polarity by staying strong in his frame. She will jump your bones if you can do that. If you could put her in her place, call her out on her shit, let her know, hey, don't cross the boundary. She will be all over you like white on rice. Okay, this is why you see these women who are like dating guys who are feminine themselves. There's no yin and yang there, right? She's feminine and he's feminine. And she's like grossed out by that. This is why a lot of women, like admittedly, don't want guys who are feminine. They don't want guys who are little bitches. Because it's like, why would I want to date a guy who acts like a girl? No, they want to date a guy who acts like a man. They want to date a man's man. They need that yin and yang. It's just like you don't want to date a girl who's masculine, right? Because you're already masculine. You don't want to date a girl who's masculine. You want to date a girl who's feminine, who smells good, who looks pretty, right? Who dresses up for you. You don't want to date a girl who is like you, right? You don't want to date, like I see some of these PUAs like pick up these alpha, they call them alpha females, and to me, whenever I see these girls, they're just loud, mouthy, disrespectful women. And it's like, why would you even want that in your life, dude? Why? That's nothing but a headache, right? Why would you want to bring more chaos and drama to your life when as a man, you have enough to deal with already? Why would you want that in a dating partner, right? But when it comes to these women, you got to let them know where the boundaries are, fellas, all right? Let them know where the boundaries are. Whenever she tries to test you and shit test you, let her know, don't cross the boundary. Don't cross it, girl, because if you do, I'm out the door. So with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you are notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on YouTube. More importantly, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It is very important you guys subscribe to my channel